Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, ladies and gents. How are you doing? I hope everything's been going wonderful for you. Um, I've been a little under the weather this weekend, but I'm back and I'm feeling good. And, I just wanted to come on here with a little bit of Sunday night encouragement, just like I've been doing for the last several weeks. I'm going to keep doing this. So I'm having fun with it, and I hope you are too. I'm even finding value in it and the things I say, because sometimes I say something that I'm like, I don't know where that came from. So I hope you're finding value in it too. And today I posted the affirmation earlier. I am paid generously to be me. I invite you to do these affirmations. Your affirmations are wonderful. I told you before, I love them. And when you look yourself in the eyes, in the mirror, and you look yourself directly in the eyes and you say that affirmation, triggered. You might be triggered without looking yourself in the eyes to say it, but when you look yourself in the eyes and say it, if you're going to be triggered, you're going to feel it full force. And if you're not going to be triggered, if it's going to be something wonderful, then you're going to feel that full force too. And it's a great thing to know because then you know whether or not it's bothering you. And if it's you, if you are triggered, that's something we can work on. So today's was I am paid generously to be me. Because I don't know about you, but I have had jobs where being me sometimes got me in trouble. I mean, I was a school teacher, and you know, I couldn't do it today because I know that being me today would get me in all kinds of trouble. What can I say? Um, I don't believe in banning books. I believe children should have choices in reading books. And I mean, to me, that's what high school. Not. I agree with like a rating system, just like for movies. There's certain things that are good for small children, and then older, and then and on. And my issues with college are that that's where you go to expand your mind. This is where you're supposed to go to be able to find out who you really are. So I know I'd probably be in trouble because I don't think I could take some of those classics off the bookshelves just because somebody didn't like something about them. Somebody who probably hasn't even read it or hasn't read it in a long time. And besides that, I didn't discuss politics in the classroom. I didn't. Although I did have some students come to me privately and ask questions. And if they ask me questions, I would answer them except to tell them who I voted for. I would never say who I was voting for or who I did vote for. My answer was always, hopefully the winner. That was always my answer. So I didn't do those kinds of things. So that didn't get me in trouble. But just I had a principal one time who told me that if it weren't for the fact that kids liked me, I would probably be in trouble with some things. And I was like what? Like what? What do I do that would get me in trouble? And he never would tell me, so I really don't know. But I do know that, over the years that I said that I might react one way in one class and one way in another based on the way, based on the students in those classes. And the way they responded to everything, to each other, not just me, but to each other. And certainly, whenever somebody was in my room to evaluate me, or if they brought in, outside personnel, then yeah, I probably behaved different. We all did what we called the dog and pony show. If we knew that because they would normally schedule your evaluation, your big evaluation, was generally scheduled. And so, yeah, it became the dog and pony show. You did things differently because we all knew that things were on that evaluation that made no sense whatsoever. Having certain things written on your board, having these things done and these things done. And I was told one time my principal was in the room and he was on the other side and he goes, because I like that you have your rules and your consequences and everything over there. He goes, but I can't read them from here. And I looked at him and I said, well, you do realize, first of all, we are standing more than a row past the final row. And he goes, yeah, but I can't read them from here, Bev. Can you? And I went, no. I said, but I couldn't read them if I was sitting in the second row. What's the difference? What can I say? I said, if I make them any bigger, I've got nothing else on that board. So he agreed with that. I mean, they wanted them big enough for all the students to read, but you have to understand that not everybody who needs glasses wears them. And even with my glasses, I wouldn't have been able to read the board from the back row. So, you know, so I had to make them larger for this group that was coming in from outside. That's why he was going around. I had to make them larger and hide other stuff. Just so I put them. Oh, so what I did was I made a big version, put it over that until they came through and saw it, and then they left, and then I took it down. So you know, and I wasn't saying this mantra then. So I want you to, if you think about it, I am paid generously to be me. That's the whole thing about being authentic is being ourselves, being me. So that's what every entrepreneur wants. They want to be paid to be themselves. And it's not just entrepreneurs, it's every job. You should not have to, if you've got, I don't care if you've got a 9 to 5, if you're working at 7-Eleven, you should not have to be someone that's alien to you to keep that position. Now, all that said is yes, you have to be honest, which I like to think most people want to be. Whether or not they are is a different story. I think they want to be. I think they want to behave properly. I think they want to be good people. And that's what it is. So I invite you to say this with me. I am paid generously to be me. Look yourself in the eyes and say, I am paid generously to be me. And then think about it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how does that feel when you say it? And if it's only a 7, keep practicing. Keep practicing. You can also say, and anything that doesn't make me feel that way, clear it. Let's get rid of anything that doesn't make me feel like I can be paid generously to be me. What's the problem? And that's the key to notice on this. Whenever you're saying these affirmations, what is it about that statement that bothers me? If there is anything that bothers you. If there's not, awesome. That's why I always ask for, a heart or a GIF or a GIF if you prefer. I that's thing still seems to be up in the air. Or an emoji or some sort, because if it makes you feel great to say it, then I kind of expect to see a great emoji. If it makes you feel kind of down to say it, then maybe you're giving me a frowny face. I really would like to know how these things land with you when you say them. Because I know personally, saying I get paid generously to be me, when I first started saying it, I was still teaching. So it's been several years now. But the first time I said it, it was like a kick in the gut. I did not feel I was being paid generously to be me. For one thing, I was still teaching and I was, you know, just barely into money mindset. So I was still had a lot of thoughts about teachers don't make any money. So it wasn't sitting well. It sits a lot easier now because money comes from so many different sources. It doesn't come from one source for me. Um, it all comes from the source, and I truly believe that. So I know that there's always going to be money there. So yeah, I'm paid generously to be me in so many different ways. Um, Paid generously in so many different ways. So I would love to know what you think about it. How is it sitting for you? And by the way, if you missed it, last week I did three days worth of videos on turn your past problems, heartaches, and disappointments into opportunities and benefits. So if you have missed those, go back and catch them because they're not going to be out there forever. I will take them down later on in the month. I don't know when exactly, but I will take them down because I just don't want to keep them out there because once they've been out there for a little while, nobody's going to go back and watch them. So if you want to see those, go back and catch them now, and let me know if you found any value in them. I hope you did because there was a meditation, we did some tapping, and I'm going to do some tapping again because I think that's people did get a couple of DMs telling me how much they like that. So please do that. Go back and watch those. And also, if you want to know how I can help you more, send me a DM. Let's have a chat. I can put that link in the comments if you want it. Just ask me if somebody wants that wants the link to how we can have a chat, then please comment in the chats that you want it, or comment in the comments. Say something in the comments if you want to sit, have a 20 or 30-minute talk and just get to know each other a little bit better, whether it's about working with me or not. Just tell me about you so I can get to know you. And especially if we haven't chatted before. So that's all there is for tonight. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. I hope you have a I hope you have a fabulous week. I'll get the words out. I hope you have a fabulous week. And if you need anything, please ask in the make a post and ask, or DM me and see if I can help you out. So until then, I hope you are generously paid for being you, and I know you can be. And I wish you a magically abundant day and week. Bye bye.